Artemis Fowl is a movie that came out on Disney Plus and is something that will help shape the future of movies that are released on streaming servers instead of a movie theater or on the big screen. I'm sorry to say it, but I really didn't like Artemis Fowl. I was really disappointed with the film, although I did like a few things. I liked a few of the characters. I liked Butler, and same with the guy who looked like the spin-off Hagrid. I think his name was Mulch. I also liked Commander Rude, and Holly was okay. The special effects were half decent, but I guess that's to be expected when a movie has an estimated budget of $125 million. How did this bad of a movie have this big of a budget? This movie was all over the place, and it had a lot of scenes that came out of nowhere and were pretty weird. Still, I liked a few of the somewhat random scenes. For example, the one where Spin-off Hagrid was in a jail cell with a bunch of goblins was a pretty good one. Like I said, with the special effects being good, some of the shots for the scenes are beautiful. I guess the budget went to that, not a good story. There was a fairy city that you could see for a few minutes, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was much more urban than I thought it would be, since fairies live there. You know, you'd think fairies would live in, like a bunch of little cottages in a village in, like, a small town, but this place looked like downtown LA. Most of the action scenes in Artemis Fowl were bad, but there was one that I enjoyed. That was at a party, that was crashed by a troll, and the fairies had to step in and save people. The fairies had used some mind wiper and some time freeze so the humans forgot what happened, and I like that side of the movie more than what we ended up with. I wish they stuck to that part more and less to how the film actually went. I did not like how short this movie was. It was only an hour and a half. Although, to be honest, it was kind of a blessing that it was this short. But this short of a movie already felt like a drag. That's saying something to how bad it was. I would have liked Artemis Fowl to have been longer, but with a much better plot. While watching this movie, I found myself not really caring about Artemis at all, because he seemed like such a brat. I asked my friend about Artemis Fowl, because he's read the book series, and he says that Artemis is much more charming in the books, but in the movie, I didn't think he was charming at all. I liked other characters in the movie, sure, but Artemis was not likable to me. Like I said before about the story, it just zigzags to different plots. It's so weird. Like, we don't really figure out what the movie is actually going on about until it's almost over. We did some hint towards what's going on, but for a movie that holds your hand throughout almost everything else, I don't like how it doesn't seem to know what it's going to be about until the very end. My friend who read the books also told me that the whole story is much different in the books than in this movie, and that the book is much better. Like, I could see myself getting bothered a lot more by how awful this movie is if I had read the Artemis Fowl book, because it's not loyal to the book at all. But I haven't read it, so this is just slightly bothers me, but I could see it really bothering someone who, like, is super loyal to the books and loves it, and getting bothered by this story and how different it is. Now, this is a nitpick, but I hate how many characters come into seconds after being introduced. I think it makes this movie needlessly complex. I think stuff like that works better in a book, but in a movie it makes it too confusing, and issues like this can be avoided. This is pretty harsh, but Artemis's acting is really bad. I think it's horrendous. I think that his acting in this movie is only a bar higher than the acting in the middle school play. They could have found someone who does a better job way easier. You know, like, I don't want to be mean on the kid, because he's just a kid actor. Maybe it's the director's fault, but still, I think they could have found someone to play the role much better. I've touched on this a lot before in this video, but the plot of this movie changes direction so much. It's honestly sad to see how a film this short can't even have a consistent storyline. It just goes to show how bad this movie really is. You know, the characters hardly develop besides some shallow changes too. Like, Artemis knows fairy tale creatures exist at the end of the movie, but that's not a deep character change. Like, sure, it'll impact his life, but he hardly changes, and it's the same with a lot of other characters. It's a change, sure, but really not a deep change. So this is the same case for some of the Harry Potter movies, but Artemis Fowl is sometimes really hard to follow. It would have been much easier if I had read the book beforehand, and it's not good that a movie seems like it relies on you reading the book to know what's going on with some parts. And like I said, the same can be said for some Harry Potter movies. Like, it's good to read the books beforehand so you know what's going on. But still, it's bad. As much as I love spin-off Hydrid, I did not like his narration. He has a really gruff voice, and I don't think he was the best choice for a narrator. Also, just the narration in general wasn't good. It felt like it held your hand way too much and made Artemis Fowl not the least bit subtle. I did not like Artemis Fowl. In general, it was just a bad movie. It had some good parts, but overall, it was bad. I rate Artemis Fowl a 4 out of 10. Well, guys, that's what I thought about the movie Artemis Fowl. Tell me if you disagree with me and my points and my opinion in the comments below. If you want to, please subscribe, as it really helps my channel grow. If you have any suggestions to help my channel improve, or any TV shows or movies you'd like to see me review, please tell me in the comments. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and stay safe from COVID-19. Thanks for watching. See you later.